Alright, so right now I'm just cutting up. Yeah, look, just cutting up this bit of steel. I've got a few jobs on the go here. Essentially got to chop some of this up, some of this. Just making a mount for the battery box in the boot. I want that to be pretty secure so it doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, otherwise, get the time lapse on and we'll get stuck into it, eh? Tell you what, there is nothing worse than cutting thick material with an angle grinder. So, I'll break my spine getting in here, and let's try and see if we can't somewhat mark this out into a decent location. Something like that I think is going to work. Now I guess what I'm going to do here is just drill through, because I don't really know where it's going to land me, so I think I'm going to have to just break the drill bit in and take a punt, I suppose, see what happens. Actually, what I should really do, go a size down, because otherwise I'm going to end up fighting to get it through the bloody aluminium block. So let's just see how we go here, eh? We'll see if we can't make life a little bit easier for myself and move some crap out the way. Seem to have accumulated a lot of crap in here over the last few months, and it does quite get in the way a little bit, makes it a little bit difficult, but these are the things you've got to deal with. Alright, wish me luck. I don't drill through the top of the diff housing. What I did want to know, which doesn't seem to be the case, is whether I was going to drill, like I said, through the diff housing, or in a location that I could actually use. Now this is just so far so good. I haven't hit anything that I don't want to. Oh, looks like I've hit something there, which I think could possibly be the purge tank. Not too sure, but what I best do quickly is mark this out so I know which way goes to the front of the car. So if you guys are anything like me, you mark your holes like a dickhead, because no need for measuring this kind of stuff. Like, it's literally just a bracket. I don't need to be measuring holes out evenly and stuff. Just need to know which way it goes in, that is all. Open that up a bit more. I won't do it yet, but this is what's going to happen. So these two will bolt down to the ground, well, to the boot of the floor, and then my two battery posts will come up through here, and yeah, that'll clamp the battery down the battery and sit in the center here. So now I've got to chop these up, which I probably might go to Bunnings first, I think, before I do that, because little one's asleep and I don't want to wake him up. So we'll make a trip to Bunnings, I think, and we'll come back. So I've ended up opting for some of these M6 security head bolts, which the plan is obviously to countersink these in, so if the battery does need to move or anything like that, they won't don't really interfere with it. But they're a security head bolt, so means I'm going to have to always have this little sucker on me. I've got another drill set there that does have them in it if I need to tighten them, but I will Loctite, Nylox, you know, everything like that with some big washers for underneath so they don't pull through. Yeah, so we should be good. Got these I'm going to make a bracket to bolt the hydraulic handbrake in, so I'll use these nice hex head cap screws for that. So yeah, let's go over here, do a little bit more drilling, hey. Righto, ended up getting a counter-sunk drill set, sorry. Let's try not to smash everything over everywhere. I'm pretty good at that too, so you probably end up having a bit of a laugh at me. Dropping shit, getting annoyed at it. Try that again, eh? Good. Works well. Just what I wanted. Sorry, I just got you guys sitting up on top of me TIG welder there. Alright, let's do these other two holes. Alright, let's go to the boot and see if we can't make this work. Actually I do. You know what I should be doing right now? Bear with me, I'll be back in a minute. We're gonna drill these. Actually no, we won't. We'll mount the plate in the boot and we'll just take it out again when we're ready to put the battery clamp in, because I haven't got a battery clamp yet. So we'll take it out again when we're ready to mount that in here. Righto. Okay, so we're back about 10 seconds after that last clip stopped. Those bolts are way too short. Silly me, made the executive decision to get shorter than what I'd planned to, thinking that I didn't need long ones, but I need longer ones. So not a big issue. I'm still going to get the battery clamp and things like that, so that just means I don't have to unbolt it when it comes time to do that. So that can just sit where it's sitting for now. Grab some of this crap out of here. Now I was going to have more bolts holding that down, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to bother. I feel like 4 on that plate will be ample. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, so I'm happy with that. Just a little tidy up here. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a tidy up, and then I might get stuck into trying to make this bracket for the hydraulic handbrake. I reckon that might be the next step. Right, well, I've decided I'm going to make my hydraulic handbrake brackets. Now, we won't have you guys watch the entire thing because I'm going to just be basically cutting this up. So essentially I might just cut it up without you guys watching, and then we'll come back to it when we're welding everything up and piecing it together and trying to somewhat come out with a bracket. Now, as you can probably see here, I'm by no means, I can weld, MIG weld okay, all that sort of stuff's not too bad. I have a very basic TIG welder, it's just an eBay thing. I am upgrading this at some point. I want something that's going to be able to do aluminium as well, so this will be passed off, but for the time being it works. I mean, as you can see, that's me learning how to TIG weld. Now, most of that is more so learning how to use the machine and just technique and things like that. So let's get this cut up, and yeah, we'll come back to when we're ready to do some welding and see if we can't stuff this up. And the issues are that I'm having is this weld is not that great, and it doesn't help that I'm new at this too. So let's see if we can't get another tap down this side. Yeah, that's one thing I keep forgetting to do, is just hover and let the gas do its thing. But that seemed to work much better, so let's see if we can't weld this. Might need some more wire halfway through, but we'll get there. I'm not going to sit here and bloody drag you out, make me watch me learn how to weld. So I'll keep cracking away at this bracket, and I'll show you what we finished with, and well, let's see if it's anything worth using, eh? So here we are. Told you I wasn't going to show you my welds. I'm going to. I'm going to hang my head in shame. Part of me thinks it's this welder. It's really a couple $100 eBay welder. It's not that great. Mostly me. I'm still learning. I mean, obviously I understand the concept of it, but I've never TIG welded before. And for those of you who have some MIG welding experience, TIG welding's nothing like MIG welding, except for the fact that you're melting two bits of metal together. It's about the only similarity, I think. But yeah, so essentially this is what I've come up with, this little bracket. Now, as you can see here by these very average welds, it will work. I will probably revisit this once I get a new welder. I'll watch in my pocket before I forget about it. Yeah, once I get a new welder, I'm going to buy a WIA AC DCR TIG welder, so I can do aluminium as well, like I said. But yeah, for now I think this will do. It'll get it in the right spot anyway, and you know, I'll probably, like I said, revisit it and make something a little stronger later, because I just don't want to be pulling on the handbrake and rip this thing out the floor. Hence why I've got that standard one there as a backup for these reasons, where, you know, if this something, you know, silly happens. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is quite strong. It's not going to break, I don't think. It just looks like shit, but it's all going to be under the column anyway, the console, sorry, so you won't see any of it. But essentially this will bolt in, and that bolts to that. That's my handbrake there, so all that goodness. So I might drill some holes. I've drill some holes, and I guess we'll get her mounted and come back when she's bolted in, eh? Should probably eat some lunch at some point because I'm a bit hungry, but yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, so let's go. You come with me, yeah, that'll help. Don't want to leave you on the shelf. Righto. Not quite sure where I'm going to put you guys. Maybe there's looking. Yeah, that'll do. Close enough. Righto. So what I've got to do is quickly whack a couple of these in here. If you haven't got on the nutsert train, you probably should. Makes life very, very, very simple for putting things like this in. Oh, saves you putting nuts and bolts through shit and pin washers and things like that. So what are we doing now? Bolting this thing in. Righto, let's see how good my measuring skills are, hey? Here we are. It's pretty sturdy. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. This front nutsert for some reason has gone a bit funny, so I'll just have to cut that out from behind and whack another nutsert in there and try that again. But yeah, other than that, it's quite sturdy. I do want to try and have a play with this, put some shims or something in there, because it's got a bit of movement in it. I'm not all that fussed about it, but that'll work. I might drop it down a tooth because it does sit a little bit high, but I can play with that later, and yeah, we'll go from there and cut this console out and see if we can't make it look half neat. Righto, so here we got the finished product. That's how it's going to sit. Should be right, I think. Like I said, I sort of want to try and come up with something better in here, but yeah, other than that, I feel like it's in a pretty good spot. The plan was to kind of, I guess, have it somewhere pretty similar to what an S13 would be. Really like their handbrake position, so kind of pulls towards you a little bit and up. Bit of an angle, as you can see, like that. So gear stick should be up there somewhere. Should be right. Should be right.